Yep.
Hi, I'm Rick with Rouge Media. I'm a professional installer. I'm going to show you how to put up a mural. First of all, you want to come in with all your stuff together. This is our first meeting with our new client. You want to be quick, concise, have a small footprint. So be ready, come prepared with your stuff. We're looking at the wall today where we're going to put it on the center. So I've already spoken with the client, and we agreed that between that light switch, which is a fixture, which is kind of part of your spacing, and that wall over there, we want to go to dead center. Now I've already measured it off. It's 194, and so it comes 274 inches. So anyway, 134 inches is right here. Now why do I take it from the socket? Because it's framing. We want to frame the door out. We want to frame, to the center so that it will look good. Part of your job is to make sure aesthetically it looks good, whether it's high, whether it's low. If they have a low-hanging ceiling, you might want to go all the way to the top. These guys have a massive ceiling, so we have to pick out what's going to work best for the client. All right, now that we have our mark, you're going to have to move some stuff. Make sure that there aren't any clients getting their nails done or what have you. Again, small footprint. We want this stuff to be nice and easy. From now on, you're going to be coming back and talking to these people that they think it's difficult, and they might not be as happy to like work with us. So, first thing I'm going to look at after the size is I know that these murals are about 66 inches, 66 to 66 and a half. You have to make sure you're checking. So now I look at what 66 looks like to me. So to the bottom of this tape measure is 66 inches. How does this look? Maybe a little too high. Maybe a little low. This feels about right. So now I have my mark here, and I go up 63 to 80. We've got 12, 14, 19 inches off that ceiling bar. So now I know how high I have to go up. Great. Next thing I want to do is I want to get my poles ready. So take your poles, strip them down a little ways, pull one up, put the other one on the ground. You don't want to have problems with this falling on you later. Keep track of one pole is hard enough. Now I'm going to start with the right-hand side, which means I'm going to end on the left. So I'm going to set my pole to the left of this mark, about 25 inches. We'll tell you why later. Next, I get my ladder. Set up the center mark, and I start assembling my tools. I'm going to need my drill. Now, first thing you want to do before you start setting this up, give the wall a feel. If it feels like concrete, prepare for one thing. This feels like a hollow wall that doesn't feel like plaster. I'm going to show you how two different attachments into plaster. One that also works with lath and plaster. All right. You need a number 2 screwdriver all the time. You need a 9/16 inch compression wrench. 9/16. As far as your bits, and this is just how you start. This is where we start from. You might have to change gears after a little bit. You want a 16th inch drill bit, a number 1 drill bit, or a number 2 drill bit, and then a number 3 drill bit. They're different gauges. They're used for different things. First thing I always going to want to have in my drill is the drill itself. I have my tape. I have a marker. You can use a pen also. I have my level. This level is the kind of level you're going to want to watch or use. Good levels have magnets on them. This is going to become important to us. Now, as far as attachments for this first one, the difference between a toggle and this kind of fit attachment is this. This thing opens up and separates. So once the drill bit goes in, and I'll show you more of this later, this little piece will flip out. So we'll screw this, make a hole, we'll screw this into the wall, and these pieces will flip out like this. As the screw goes in, it tightens this down, and if this is your drywall, it soaks, it compresses it. So it's a great fit. The other advantage of this is when you have a toggle, the toggle will switch down, that will go through the hole, and then that will soak down, like this to the drywall. Now, I'll show you the advantages and disadvantages of each coming up. On your brackets, the most important thing about your bracket is where it's placed. On our top brackets, we're going to use the nut all the way down to the bottom. That way it's sitting in the cradle all the way down. In these ones, the top piece is the most important. As pieces are on the wall, the pressure pulling down, the top one needs to be secured because the pressure from a stretch comes from the top. When it's on the bottom, the pressure comes from the bottom. So the more secure fixture needs to be on the bottom or on the top. This piece here is less important because there's less stress on it. For the less stressed ones, we use these. My two brackets, which are prepared in advance, so you're not setting them up in the store. The ones that are all the way down to the bottom. Put the nuts down to the bottom. I'll do the nuts. I'm ready to go. I have my pieces here ready to go. Now, here comes the measuring part. I made my mark down low because it's hard to get to. I know that I'm 18 inches off the top, so my first mark is going to be at 18. This is where I know that the top piece is going to go. Now, how do I find my distance to the side? Well, when it's a long distance like this, it's harder to measure to be accurate. So I pre-made my measure mark down to the point where I could get it. I hang this like a pendulum straight down to the mark below. Now I know where my mark is right here. I go 18 up, that's my center, and that's where I want to be. I'll put a small mark. Brackets, you can twist that the handle that you have. That one down below, that your left hand is in, that will keep it from flipping up and down if you twist it. The murals are 48 inches wide, okay? But the bracket's also there, so we measure it's 50 inches from end to end. So what we want to do is we want to take off of here our center mark of 25. Double check it's 18. It's up 1 inch. That's 18. That's the one. tape measure at this point. There's no need to measure anything else. Take my bracket. Now the mark I made for 18 is for the mural, which means it's going to be on this nut. Put the outside of that to that, where that, can you see the dot? Okay. Take my level it up. I want to make it clean. Mark my holes. The very first thing you want to do, you don't just go sticking one of these things in the wall. You drill first. Why? I don't know what's behind it. This drill will tell me what's behind it. Drill the top hole first. Went straight through. I think it's drywall. It is drywall. It feels like single layer drywall, which these will work with. Double layer drywall, you need to use the alligator bolts. Drill the second one on the bottom, just to double check. That little piece of time will save you hours of aggravation later. You don't know what's behind you. Now, I switch this out. I switch this out to my number, what is it? Yeah, my number 2 bit. Now this is the interesting part. You take your number 2 bit, go to the top hole, the hard standard one. I drill it in, and then I reverse drill it. Let it spin for a second, pull it out. Second one. I go in all the way. Why do I do that? Because I'm making room for this. So, this doesn't fit directly in, and I also want to make sure there's a pathway. So I check the up and down and make the hole a little bigger. I also want to check for depth, plenty of depth for this. If it's shorter, we have to make adjustments. So in, to check the depth, up and down to clear the pathway. Why do I need to clear the pathway? Because, like we said before, this opens a certain direction. If it opens up and down, on here, tell me if you can see these arrows. See those arrows right there? Those arrows show the direction that it will open. If there's a 2x4 above it, and I put the screwdriver in and I go knock, knock, but I can go side to side, I'll put the arrows this way, then it'll open sideways and go in. So, in it goes, push it in, screw it in, and I line my arrows up and down. Okay? Now, switch my bit out to the number 1 bit. Grab my standard and my bracket. I want to slip this in. It should go in most of the way. If it stays out of it, you may have to reseat and do it again. Now, in order to keep it nice and steady and centered the way I want it, I lock the bottom one in. That's all you have to do with this one. This top one will go in all the way, and then it will soak it down. Okay, now it's in, but this and alligator clips, because there is that tensioning, you want to ball it up with a couple of twists of the screwdriver, just to double check. Put on your bracket. Now at this point, but we're not doing it because we're at company headquarters, we would be adding our mirror. We would take, because it's on the right hand side and it's open, and that's our standard. On the back of our mirror, we put a little cross of blue. Come up, approximation about the width of the level, and then across to the top, so it's nice and square. No matter what, you want your mirror to be square, even if this comes off just a of two ways. You stick your magnet on the top, get it to level. These ones also come with bevels, so you can use the bevel side if you want. Get that to level. Take your thing underneath, you level again, level this. Make your marks. Let this go. Switch back to drill bits. Always drill. Nice and clean. Nice and clean. So, on this one, I'm going to show you what would happen if we had a problem. Let's say I run it in there, there's one, there's two. Now let's just say I took my screwdriver and it didn't go all the way in like I was hoping. It just sort of stomped. Maybe there's plaster back there, maybe there's a little bit of something else that we can't get at. Maybe it's a little too short. If you can't just stick it in and move it and be able to wiggle it around, you have to think of a second option. Especially if it's plaster, you don't know the thickness of it, or if it's double drywall. So, we're going to switch to the alligator clip. I know the size of my alligator clip requires a 3/8" drill bit. Disadvantage of these things, the alligator clip, it's messier, a lot messier. It doesn't center right. You know, it's exactly right. You have to be careful with center. So I take my 3/8" drill bit, I drill in, make sure I get a good hole. Now let's say I ran into a situation where it was tight like this. Like too tight, especially for one of these clips. It's too short. What am I going to do? I'm going to take my alligator clip, make my alligator clip hole. I notice the top, so I'm going to put it through the top. I'm going to set my alligator clip. But even this is too long. What do? I move it forward a ways to the depth that I know that it will fit in. Take my pair of pliers. I'm going to cut off the end. Now I'm going to disconnect. Now we'll go in. So into the hole with that. I pull it out to make sure it's tight. Here's the trouble with these. There's sloppy holes. Okay? We don't like the sloppy holes, so we got to be careful how it's going to go in. So the first thing you have to do is, in order to get tension on it, you have to pull on the bracket so it comes out. As you push it in, you will gain traction against the back wall and get closer. Then you make sure you line it up with your hole from the bottom. Get it back to level. Put in your bottom bracket. Tighten your top one. And then go with your screwdriver. Let's say we went up to this top bracket. We had a small room. It looks good, and we're going to go all the way up. You need to check the level of this. These aren't always level. This one is. But let's just say you're molding sea level, but it was off, and that's the downside. You need to attach the downside one first. Our murals always stay level, no matter what the ceiling's doing. So there could be a gap like that between where the top, there's a slope to the ceiling. If you're going to the top, always check. Because if you do the downside one first, then you're going to have to adjust your brackets. Now we take our second hole. Be mindful of the waste. We're cleaning as we go. That goes to there. Now you need to come in here and look at this. The question sometimes happens, things that happen are that murals might be sewn, can you see me? Murals might be sewn just a little bit off. You always have to check this when you're installing the new mural. There's a line across the bottom of all the murals. If your line lines up exactly in the center of your pole, then you're fine. If it lines up a little crooked, you need to make adjustments. For example, it may look straight, but it may be like this much higher. You have to make sure that they're exactly right. So we take our next set of brackets, or my next set of brackets. Oh, right. Take our next set of brackets. Now I happen to know that this mural is 67 inches, which means our beauty fillers are 66 inches. Our beauty fillers are 66 inches, but some of our murals now standard is 66 and a half. So what do I have to do? I have to make adjustments to these settings, making sure that they're exactly long enough to be able to accept a future mural. If it's too short, you won't be able to stretch them over the top. If it's too long, we can't stretch it out enough. So you have to be, you can't just sit it in the bottom of the bucket on these ones. So I stretch mine out so I can absorb a half an inch. When you put on your, to the edge of the pole, you want to make sort of a half moon showing on the bottom of the window of this hole. You want to keep these two separate. The reason you want to keep them separate is because as you're adjusting these by hand, like for me, for example, when I adjust one of these, what I pre-start out with is I put it so it's just to a divot to my finger. So they're all pretty much the same all the time. But there's a little variance, so I want to keep each one separate. Make sure I can see the half moon. Set the level. Set that down. Going back down through the same process I was at before. At this point, you definitely want to clear the top of your ladder. You don't want to forget it or collapse it, and then have it not work out. Fine. Fine. Ah, what's this? What I just did was I ran into something I didn't know what it was. I pulled it out, I sniffed it, I could smell burning wood. I'm going to change it up. Yep, burning wood. I didn't run into metal. It wasn't sharp enough to take it away. What's the adjustment? Do the first one. Standard like we did before. You can see this a little bit more close up. I'm going to take my number 2. Drill the bottom first, because that's where our tension point is. That's the furthest one. In, take it out. Then, in. I'm going to take my screwdriver. Make sure top and bottom is clear. Insert, twist. Make sure they're right on top and bottom. Why are these? Another reason why these are better. Let's say this whole job goes terrible and they remodel or they move and we need to fill these holes now. All we have to do with these is screw them in just a little bit further below the subsurface. We fill the hole and we can putty over the top. Quick, 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 quick. And we have a nice, clean, sturdy hole. Whereas if you have a hole from the alligator clip, not only do you need to fill it, you need to allow for air pressure and bubbling. Then you have to sand and you have to come back and redo it again. This is a superior thing if you can use it. But never shy away from having to change it up. So here we go again. Goes in a ways just like we like. I'll put their second one. Make sure that it's nice and centered. Lock that one off. This one will go in and spin and then lock down. Screwdriver lock the bottom right. Now we know there's wood behind this. So we're going to switch gears. Since it's thin drywall, we don't really have to worry about it being too big. So I'm going to go with my 2-inch screw instead of my 2.5. Sometimes the 2.5s aren't as good because of this long empty space. So we need to get into the wood quickly, so we want to use a shorter screw. Because even though you have your bracketing and the drywall, we want to make sure as much of this gets to the wood as possible. The longer the screw, the further down it goes. I use deck mates because they're a superior screw. They are self-drilling, so that they make it easier to get your holes going and go straight in and be accurate. Let my holes for sure. Yeah, it's a soaker. So it's in there. Okay. Now we switch.